How many of you truly see something so beautiful? People talk about Taj Mahal. Isn't it in India? The wonder, and they say, what a beauty. What an art has gone into it. We talk about karigiri, right? The way the marbles, to the stones, to the design has gone in. Isn't that a luxury element in India? So how do we take that as an inspiration, and then how do we take that into our product philosophy? How do brands have really taken this as an inspiration from everything around them? I'm speaking about Taj Mahal. Perhaps somebody's going to speak about, if you talk about Bulgari Serpenti collection, how many of you have heard about this? Everyone is speaking about something, and today we're going to talk about only one thing, is every time that you come in touch with such called luxury brands, does your psychology should change? Or would you think it's the same? It's something that we're going to discover, all right? Thank you. So we are going to just touch about certain few points so that you can take away, and last 15 minutes we're going to take questions, perhaps, all right? First thing is we're going to understand luxury, because the word luxury itself opens so many dimensions to it. I'm sure each one in this room, if I ask, your definitions are going to be different, because there's no logical answer to it. So we're going to become a little rational, and we're going to bring in an aligned thinking. Hence, we all know what we're trying to achieve here, all right? Second, we're going to understand when I take that word luxury and I enter the world of opticals, where it's the most important thing that you look at a person, perhaps the first thing more than the makeup and more than anything, you look at someone's face. Agreed? And the first thing you see is someone, what they're wearing. And that is, ironically, the glasses. You like it or you don't like it. We'll see, does it change? And there's a difference between a frame and a sunglass. Will it change? How do we deal with it, all right? And of course, if it changes and if it's all about luxury, where does this brand thinking come from? Do brand think differently? Do they have a different notion of presenting the product? And if they do, why are they doing it? Why are they being different? Why are they questioning this, that we are actually, how many percent of whole India is luxury? Any guesses? We all understand frames, right? Let's take frames itself, or the whole industry. So you have a lifestyle, you have premium, you have bridge to luxury, you have luxury, then you have uber luxury. Let's not go to uber luxury. What's the percentage? 1%? 0.1? Anybody? Last benches are all the best benches? Last two benches? Any guesses on what will be the percentage of the industry of luxury in India? 2%, 3%, you're almost right. It's about 3.5% in India. Overall industry, right? We are speaking to only 3.5% of the industry who are the most evolved industry, because they truly believe in the thought of excellence. For them, it's all about excellence. And how does that brand tell a story of excellence? They are going to say something which this 3.5% believes in them. And we're going to question and say, is that the belief system or is it a value system? If it's a belief system, do you believe in it? When you present a Prada or a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton or Bulgaris, do you believe in them? And if you don't believe in them, does it make any sense? Because the moment you remove the belief quotient, it's perhaps price. And that's the beauty here now, because you're going to be challenged for you that, do you believe in excellence? Because if you don't believe in it, then we all boils down to value. That's something that we're going to discover, all right? Of course, we're going to move on that and understand what is this world made of? What are the morals? What are the values? What is that this industry celebrates? Today, of course, short of time, we're going to speak about design-centric and craftsmanship. How do they really build these pillars together? And how do they celebrate? Why does this industry is so beautifully crafted, design thinking versus craftsmanship? They bring this together, all right? We move on, of course, is it owning, or is it purchasing, or is it buying? There's a huge difference in it, isn't it? Buying, owning, purchasing, we use different jargons in it. So does anyone tell me there's a word called owning? Is it much more deeper impact? Is it much more meaningful? Is it much more part of your lifestyle, part of your legacy, part of your made art? Do you really think that? So I would like to understand today with you, when you go, after 1 hour, of course, 1.5 hours, would you be able to own luxury? If you can own it, definitely you can start promoting it, all right? Of course, once we finish certain fundamental thinking, we go to touch and go on that you are the practitioners, you are the custodians, and you are the consultants who advise every person that you come in touch with that what is the right thing that they need to buy and why they need to buy. And perhaps, will your dialogue change? Will your psychology change? Will you be much more evolved? Will you be much more knowledgeable? Now, knowledgeable, is it domain expertise or industry expertise? That is something that we're going to debate on, all right? So let's start off with a very generic question. It's a very interesting thing that when I came in here 6 years back, I used to live in London, and I came and I started opening newspapers. We like to see what's happening in India, right? So everywhere there was a luxury chocolate, luxury villa, luxury house, luxury husband, wife, of course, different words were used. So we used the word with very insignificant meaning, the word called luxury in India. How many people agree that? Because it is not owned by anyone, anybody can use it. Anyone can use it, right? Nobody has a control over the word called luxury. So I want to ask you, what is luxury to you? What do you think is luxury? Can anyone define to me? We tend to speak a lot about the word called luxury, right? What is luxury? Anyone? Stylish and expensive. Okay, that's a very good answer. Thank you so much. Let's ask each table. So this table, thank you. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
It's something that we don't really need.
We don't need it? Okay.
It's also something that we don't need even for our comfort. It's something extra.
Something extra. Brilliant. Superb. Over and above. Very well said. Yes, that table, please. Second table on my right. Trust me, the lightings are doing very good for me. Okay, I can't see you. All right, sorry. What?
It has the X factor and maybe expensive.
An X factor, Y factor, only Simon Call can tell us. We can't tell. But yeah, I agree with you. An X factor and perhaps agreed. And anyone in the table? Anyone would like to answer? No. Okay, third table, please. Opulence and grandeur, very well said. Agreed on that. Is that what it means to you, or are you giving a generic definition? Who is speaking? Can you just put your hand up, please? I can't see you. Thank you. So is that your personal definition, or that's what you think it means in the industry? A generic. Would you say something that means to you? What does it mean to you? Expensive, obviously. All right, okay, thank you. Yes, please. Yes? Beyond necessary, okay. Agreed, all right, thank you. Anyone? Satisfy your ego, very well said. No, I think that is something that we go for shopping for one bag and we'll end up buying 10 things. And your husband says, no, not again. Don't even look at Louis Vuitton, just turn around, right? Okay, I agree with you. Yes, please.
Something which makes you feel good. Like after wearing it, you feel that I'm really wearing something which is beyond, making me feel something very nice. You know, like not a regular thing. I'm not into my regular thing.
Okay.
So I think that is what is really luxury.
Okay.
Another dimension.
All right, very well said. Very emotional, right? Very personal to you.
Personally think luxurious things should make you feel good.
All
Not
right.
just, the price value. It should make you feel that you're wearing something which is something extra.
Feel would be emotional, feel would be physical satisfaction.
No, it should be emotional. It should not be the physical. You should not wear something for the look, what others will think, okay, today she's wearing a Prada, she's wearing a Louis Vuitton. It should be making you feel good. So I think that is what is really luxury.
Okay, that's real luxury. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting table over here. Or what do you guys think is luxury to you? There's no right and wrong, trust me. Don't think there's a theorem over here. So just tell, what do you think? What do you think is luxury to you? We do use this word very, very often, isn't it? So what's luxury to anyone in this table? कुछ भी बोलिए, आपको क्या लगता है? Luxury क्या होता है? More than a need. More than a need. Okay. Okay. It's not matchless. Okay. It's okay. Okay. Anything else? So I just want to ask you one question. Why don't we have one definition? Why do we have so many definitions? Why is it so perspective? Why can't we all agree 2 plus 2 is 4? Why can't it be logical? Is it possible? Sorry, excuse me. Is it possible to just keep quiet for a minute? Thank you. Yeah. So why do you think it's so perspective? Why can't we have one generic answer? Quite an interesting thing, like a data analysis over here. Each table has a different, love the way you all pronounced and said, very subjective answers, isn't it? For me, I think celebrating a birthday with my mother, the 60th birthday is luxury to me. Isn't it? Someone says, I just came after 15 years from Middle East and I'm spending time with my kids, is luxury to him. Somebody standing there in the hot sun, friend says, hey, come down, jump into my car. He sits in the car and he enjoys the BMW and says, I've been waiting for this. Isn't it? Why is it so subjective? Why can't we all come together and say luxury equals to this? Hence, we'll be able to deliver, right? अगर इतना difference है, अगर इतना opinionated है, इतना perspective में है, तो हम लोग कैसे एक promise को deliver करेंगे? Anybody? Why? इतने perspective क्यों हैं? सोचा है कभी? Imagine all the people who spoke today, they'll come to you to buy a frame or a sunglasses, right? Which means 7 people, 6 tables will have 6 opinions, correct? How will you convince them? Do you have an idea? Why should they buy a Gucci or a Prada or a Cartier? Why would they want to buy? If it's just a need, if it is just this one, if it is just this and that. Someone asked me today, how many people would love to wear a Christian Louboutin high heel shoes? Would you? Of course, isn't it? I'm sure all the ladies in the house, would you? But is it comfortable to dance over it all the night? They would like to keep their legs for the next 2 days up. But the feel of that red sole is like the feel they have got wings to fly, right? But it's not comfortable, isn't it? But it's Christian Louboutin. What do you ask for more? I'm worth it. A husband will say, but I'm not worth it. I can't pay that in, the thing. So hota kya hai? So it's a very interesting topic. Of course, this is something that everyone goes to colleges and universities to understand that if you belong to the most evolved industry, if you belong to the 3% or 4% of the industry, and if they're trying to communicate, definitely they have one definition, right? They need to have a definition. So one of the most interesting things what we would like to try today is, perhaps we will all keep a personal perspective with us. Professionally, let's try to give a definition to luxury. Can we do that? Because personally, there's nothing all right and wrong. Spending time with my mother is luxury. You can't say it's wrong. Right? Someone buying the most expensive bag, you can't say it's wrong. You can't say them they're materialistic. Right? You can't label them. So let's move on from a personal to a professional outlook, and let's discover after 1 hour will it change, or perhaps it'll be much more constructive. Right? You all gave me very subjective answers. Yes, something very, as the definitions come, not everybody want, it's not a need, it's not a want, it's something that is enjoyed by very few. It's a very perspective that even Google will throw up, like you all spoke about different definitions. I'm sure there's no right and wrong. Let's move on and understand that the first word of luxury, so-called, thanks to the Greek civilization, the word called luxuria came in. And the word luxuria is the word that if you think about the Greek civilization, you only think about, do you remember history? And if you go back in time, Greeks were known for, I think the gentleman in the last will be very happy that they were the one who believed in larger than life. Everything was extravaganza, beautiful, stunning, and huge and large. Greeks were known for what they built. Even today if you go to Rome, how many people have been to Italy? I'm sure some of you. When you walk in there, do you see that beauty around you? You see that in sculptures, in buildings, in architecture, everything that speaks for itself, thanks to them, the way we are going into Greek thinking to Roman thinking. The Greek civilization challenged the Romans. But when you go into Rome, when you walk into the Romes, there is something that will change your thinking. Is it the same like the Greeks? Or did they change a different word? Luxuria was changed when it came to the Romans. What do you think? If I ask you these words, are these words more tangible or intangible? Okay, tangible is something that you can touch. Intangible is something you cannot touch, right? Greeks, if I tell you today I do a huge setup, beautiful round table, chandeliers coming in, extravaganza, Godiva, top-notch brands coming in, you touch everything, right? You feel everything. You say like, wow, what products. Everything is phenomenal. But somehow, the Greek missed something that was missing in their thinking, in the way they presented the word luxuria. And of course, thanks to the Romans, and of course we go to the Rome and we realize that if that was an attribute, Romans brought in the thinking of luxus, which is nothing but the character. They were the one who said it's all about, it can be minimalistic, but it's beautiful. It is a character that they brought in, the intangible thing that the Romans, if you think, we call the Roman beauties. If you think about the history, the way they presented themselves was minimalistic, but there was glamour. There was beauty, there was subtle, there was art. They were the ones, if you think, they presented the whole, not necessarily because it's big, it's beautiful, right? So the word is very important, that these two words have actually give birth to the word called luxury, what we use today in a very common word, right? But please understand, when we talk about this word, it's a combination of the finest tangible, which is the finest ingredients, finest product, finest craftsmanship, with the finest character, aspiration, inspiration, which is nothing but beauty with character, which Greek and Romans always try to justify. Coming with that thinking, today, if I have to ask you, a lot of you brought a perspective. What I would like to request now is, let's allow our perspectives to go into 3 categories. All right? Now, these 3 categories will help us to move forward and understand where does the dimension of the word luxury changes, right? If I am a person, if I tell you today in this room, how many of you, if I say that it's unlimited money from me, I can give you a gift, how many of you would like the most expensive car? Perhaps men love to have cars. I'm giving a word, car. And the women, I tell you, you can take your husband on the most expensive holiday, all fully paid in the world. Or I would tell you, what would you do to the person that you love? Will you put a price to the person you love? One is instant gratification. I've been waiting for this Gucci bag or a Chanel bag, or I've been waiting for Tiffany's set or a Cartier set. Or you say, I don't care, I want to go on the cruise ship on a holiday with my family, 10 days paid, that's what I want. Or I say, leave both. Can you put a price to the person that you love? Your mother, your brother, your husband, your lover. In these 3 perspectives, how many of you, just raise your hands, would choose to go for instant gratification? Immediately, I want to have a product. It makes me feel good. I don't want the experience. I don't want emotions. Anyone? You can be honest. Nobody's watching you here, all right? Is it like, yaar koi dekh raha hai kya mujhe? No, I'm looking so selfish. It's okay. A lot of people work. Thank you so much, right? You love to get a product that makes you feel happy. I think that's ultimately, right? How many of you say products really don't mean anything? I think experience makes a lot of thinking for me, because I would like to take my family on a cruise on a 10 days, fully paid. See, hands are going up. Thank you so much. Last but not least, see, both are there, but if I don't stay with the person whom I love, अगर यहाँ पे ये person नहीं है मेरे साथ, मेरी mom नहीं है, मेरी बीवी नहीं है, मेरा बेटा नहीं है, and ultimately ये सब कुछ है, लेकिन मेरे पास emotions नहीं है, feelings नहीं है, प्यार नहीं है, does it make a meaningful possession? Does it make a meaningful journey? How many of you say emotions are the most important thing? Brilliant. See how beautifully the industry has understood this thinking. They said, the moment people go for ego that makes them feel good, they made an instant gratification where all the tangible products were parked over here. From all the product that you think of today, your automobiles, your jewelry, your cosmetics, everything, because that is tangible, isn't it? It's an instant gratification. I've been wearing to wear an Armani suit for a very long time. Gratification, it has got nothing to do. I don't care. I want to buy the Rolex watch. I want to buy that car. I want to buy that Lodha property in Bombay because I want it, period. So the industry said, brilliant, there is a perspective to this. And they said, there are people out there, product doesn't make a difference, feelings makes a difference, and emotions makes a difference. And the very interesting thing, experience, where all the 5-star properties, your all spa, wellness spas around the world, destination hotels, what did they say? You're willing to pay the most expensive price to spend a night over there. Because wahan pe, you're only, when you check into a property or a hotel the last time, when you came back and you checked out, did you get a product or did you buy experiences? Or what was your experience when you last time you came out from the holiday? Product leke aaya? Kya leke aaye? So memories are the part of making legacy. Every brand believes a memory cannot be put on a price tag. Usko aap price nahi laga sakte. And that is the most important thing, the last but not least, is you will do anything to put emotions and happiness to the people that you love. Because whatever we do, the only way to show appreciation to the lady here is, I want to show how much I appreciate you. Okay, I want to get you a Gucci bag for you. Only because I have feelings for you. Because she loves a bag. Not because bag is what you're looking for. It's the way to show instant gratification for you that I truly respect you for what you have done. It could be a father, it could be a mother, it could be a sister, it could be The first time I got my salary, I bought the most expensive sari for my mother. Not that my mother was looking for a sari, but I showed, this is the way I express my love to you, mom. So it's a very interesting thing that every time that you speak about luxury, remember which perspective are you taking. Because each perspective will allow you to think rationally. Because if someone comes and tells you, I truly believe that luxury is just very materialistic. Some people say that, right? What is this all you're showing off, flaunting, what you're wearing? It's all about experience. They're looking at a different perspective. So that please do not judge them. They are evolved in this 3 version. But there's a beauty, all these 3 perspectives can be on the same journey as well. You could take a great product, you could go on a greatest holiday with the people that you love. All right? The most interesting thing is, how does the industry approach these 3 verticals? If they have to build a possession, they have to bring an experience, they have to bring in feelings together, the industry is very, very evolved. Because the world of luxury has worked for generations and generations, and they have mastered your thinking. They understand the psychology of the customer from the time of Maharajas, the kings and the queens, until today. From everyone, they have studied the way you think. And to answer that question, when I take the word luxury and I put right into the industry, every time that you have a conversation with your colleagues, with your friends, with the people that you have around, understand when I take the word luxury from the industry, it's only speaking about standards. What kind of standards are we putting out there? When I say a 5-star hotel, what does a 5-star tell you? It gives you the assurance that you will get the finest standards and the service. That's a standard. Who gives the standard? So when I use the word luxury as an industry, you need to understand that if you speak about standards and all these things, it is coming from the industry. But if I move to a brand, the brand believes on a vision, on a story that they have believed in for years and generations and generation. If you take BMW versus Audi, nobody's saying that we are better than each other, but they're saying we have a philosophy, we have a dream, we have a legacy, and they have come from generations to generation. Last but not least, a customer or a guest always understands, I have an aspiration. And every time that you speak, like the ma'am said, if you have an aspiration, your aspiration can be 3 perspectives. What is it? Your aspiration can be emotions. Your aspiration can be travel. Your aspiration can be owning a product. So you will never say this is right or wrong, correct? Nobody can judge anyone's aspiration. किसी का भी सही और गलत नहीं है. अगर कोई बंदा बता रहा है कि मुझे यहाँ पे रहना है, इस moment में, this is my luxury with my family. The world is behind me. It's his aspiration. It is his desire. You need to respect that. So 3 perspective is, every time you hold a conversation, please understand what you all gave me a personal opinion is subjective because it's your aspirations. That's what your desire is. I want to have a product, I don't care. I want to have a watch, I don't care. I want to have a car, I don't care. That's your aspiration. And you need to learn to respect people's desire. Now, this is the most interesting part is, now can you tell me in this understanding, do brands, luxury brands, anyone's favorite brand? Any brand? No brands at all. Okay, favorite actor? No actors as well. In Bombay, I heard actors come out very fast. Nobody? Okay, sportsmanship? I know you all like my voice so much. बहुत अच्छी आवाज आ रही है मेरी mic में. I like the speakers, okay, right? A very interesting thing is, you need to understand that beautifully the word luxury says, the luxury word is a human. The word itself is a human which has to work on its DNA, family background, culture, moral. How many of you here are from Bombay? Delhi? South India? North India? East India? West India? You all have a family name, don't you? By just looking at a family name today, what's your family name? So and so. This family you belong to? Okay. This is your colony? Okay. This is your grandfather's name, right? Okay. I know where you come from, your generations, your heritage. I know about it. It's so interesting that at every point of time, The word luxury truly believes that every brand, when they say a word, a Gucci or a Prada or a Armani or whatever it is, it's a human, it's a living human. It has to work on its DNA, it's called the roots. They always ask you, what are your roots, where are you from? Kahan se hain aap? Right? Which means, traditionally, you have to live up to where you come from. What are your upbringing? What is your moral? What are your values? What was your promise? And what do you stand for? So the word luxury, the moment I say that I'm a luxury brand, they cannot say it's okay to compromise. You cannot say, the moment you say it's okay, you have spoiled your family name, don't you, right? If you say my morals, I'll compromise, do you live up to the family? Do you live up as a human who you are? So it's very interesting that, of course, Gucci, Prada, or all these people, they have taken from generation to generation. From father started, then son has taken, then daughters have taken. Most of them are family run or LVMH. Thanks to LVMH and Luxottica and all the other brands have taken over all the brands. But the fact is, have they changed the DNA? Did they say demonetization ho gaya to hum log thoda cut kar denge? Reduce kar denge quality? Did they change or did they evolve? They have evolved again and again because they need to come up with innovative thinking. So today, one of the most interesting things that I want to ask you is, please understand and remember that each luxury brand has a DNA that has been made. And you take any brand, there's only three things that you need to understand is, the vision of a brand is to build on legacy and passion. Once upon a time, all these brands, when they produced and they started a vision. They said, I have a passion to make a car, or an engine, or a bag, or a jewelry, or a craftsmanship, or whatever that you take, they were passionate about it. They were so passionate about it, they say, generations to generations to generations come in, I will master my passion. Hence, that passion becomes my legacy. There is nothing to these luxury brands other than passion. They're crazy about it, they're truly in love with it, and they're obsessed by it. It's an obsession for them that if I make a bag in a Gucci or a Prada or a Hermes or a Louis Vuitton, they are obsessed by it because they are in love with it and they're not willing to compromise that. They're not going to change the DNA of it. So please remember, every brand, the first thing is they are built on passion and legacy. A lot of friends ask me, and a lot of people in the training, they ask me, Kaleem, so does it mean that if an X brand, for example, let's take Maruti. We all love, no? Maruti, sabki desire hoti hai Maruti. That's what they introduce as a desire car, no? So just because tomorrow Maruti will introduce like 2 crore worth of car with diamonds and studded and everything. So will that be a luxury car or an expensive car? How many of you will say it's a luxury car? How many of you will say it's an expensive car? It's expensive. Just because you listen to me half an hour, right? But in India, it's very funny, right? Because we're a developing country and we still do not differentiate the word expensive and luxury. Anything that is expensive in India, we tend to say is luxury because it's expensive.
No, I mean, one doesn't relate to Maruti as a brand which would deliver.
I completely agree with you. But I'm just saying,
It would be expensive.
it is an expensive thing. So what we are trying to achieve here, we are trying to build a culture where we are appreciating legacy. I want you to be with that. Because tomorrow an X brand just comes in and puts a huge expensive product out there. It's an expensive product. It is not a luxurious product built on legacy. So that is where I'm trying to connect with you, that you need to talk to that level. So a lot of people in India misunderstand today and they're saying luxurious villa. Why? Because the house is built on Altamont Road. Just because the road is expensive in Bombay doesn't mean that the property becomes luxurious, right? It's an expensive house, isn't it? But when Lodha builds a house with the Armani Casa coming in with Trump Tower and the world's top-notch designers coming and building the design element of that building, that becomes an artifact, isn't it? So there's a difference to it. Now when I say that artifact, my dear friends, it's called the essence. Now all these brands truly believe in intangible. Because luxury does not believe anything that you put there and can be put a price to it. That's why it's called art. There are two perspectives to it. You look at a painting and you say, what will be the cost of a painting? How many of you will you tell me? How will you come up with the cost of a painting? If I tell you, let's say, what will be the cost of a painting? Any painting. How will you arrive at a cost? You all buy paintings? Have you seen a painting before? I told them, don't give me a 3 to 5 slot. Give me a morning slot. कोई नहीं सुनता मेरी बात. You know, मुझे पता था कि 3 बजे के बाद मैं भी नहीं दिखूंगा ये color, the black white combination, right? I understand. कभी पेंटिंग देखी है आपने? होम सेंटर पे, होम स्टॉप पे जब आप जाते हो, वहां पे आपने देखा होगा 1250 रुपीस. बोलेंगे सेल में ले लेंगे, 600 में मिल जाएगा. नहीं तो चोर बाजार जाएंगे, 500 में मिल जाएगा. Right? When you look at a painting, how do you arrive at the cost of a painting? Anybody? How much time has gone in? Labor cost. Thank you. Depend on the creator. Printer. Painter. Sorry? Rarity to what? Product or fabric or paint? What is rarity? Design? Type of painting? It will not be in home center for sure. I can challenge you on that. What else? Okay, so we put all together. Home center is very happy to sell 1,000 rupees worth of painting. Agreed? Let's say you sit in front of today. In this room, we'll have M.F. Hussain paintings auction. What's the cost of this painting? Why crore? Why? Just because it is M.F. Hussain? Just naam aa gaya. One is M.F. Hussain. It's a brand. But why? What did change? What has changed that today the product has gone, the tangible has gone, and intangible has taken over, correct? In home center, you said it was tangible. Labor cost, material cost, this cost, that cost, perpetuity cost, this cost, and GST and demonetization pura ho gaya, wahan pe zero aa gaya cost. Ultimately, the cost of the painting has gone, correct? So M.F. Hussain is crore or 60 lakhs or 50 lakhs, even today Mona Lisa painting, we look at it, right? What is the cost of this thing? Why wahan pe we are not looking at tangible? Why can't we look at tangible there? The moment I look at that, you said it's no more the cost, the labor cost, the paint cost, the fabric cost. Why does it go on auctioning? Why? Just because somebody told you? Honestly, I can't see you guys, but anyway, whoever it is, sorry? We agree on that, but why? See, the question is, we all know what, when we see something, we know. But why it doesn't have a price? Any reasoning? One is it's a brand because it's M.F. Hussain. We agree on that, right? But what is so great about M.F. Hussain? His name? Sorry? Sorry? His passion, obviously. There are a lot of people who paint as well. There's a very beauty, understanding, right? If you go into Europe or most of the places over here, you sit there, they're going to sketch on you, right? The sketchers. They are truly artistic. They're really in love with what they're doing, right? But how did it change? वो क्या हुआ जो intangibility पहले आ रहा है? एक passion आया, उसके बाद intangibility आ गया. क्यों नहीं tangibility? Why can't it be tangibility first? The making of the brand. We speak about quality, we speak about craftsmanship, we speak about elements, this fabric, this tone, that. बहुत करते हैं ना हम लोग बात. But luxury says we will never talk about tangibility first. That will be the last thing that we're going to talk about. Like for example, I'm giving a painting. It's a very easy thing to debate on, right? Why does a painting immediately, if it's a auction with the museums, immediately the price becomes different? Why? The person is? If that's the case, I'll also start from tomorrow. I'll do nothing but just keep painting. I wish ho sakta hai aisa, right? Okay. There's a context too? Context and story, okay. Brilliant. What else? I'm just waiting for that one word. I'm not getting that word. Give it to me. Sorry? It's very rare. I wish it was a whole day training, so they've done so many team activities and so many. You know what is quite an interesting thing is, when was the last time you really tried to indulge in these things? How many people have Pepsi? Soft drinks? Sure, usko to haan bolo. Pani peete ho? Thank you. So soft drink aapne piya on the main road. How much is Pepsi? Bottle kitna hai? 12 rupees ka hai na, chota sa bottle. 10 rupees, 12 rupees, right? That moves into a sophisticated restaurant. How much is it? 70, 80. That moves into a very good coffee shop. How much is it? It moves into Leela Palace or a Marriott. How much is it? Did the bottle color change my color? Did the ingredient change? Did the Pepsi become Pepsi plus gold? There's a 1 plus, so then a 1 plus gold, 1 plus 3, Samsung gold. The Pepsi did not change, the product did not change, the content did not change, the goodwill of the Pepsi did not change. How is it on earth you're willing to drink a Pepsi in a 5-star hotel, pay 350 plus taxes? It's unbelievable. How? One is presentation, okay? Ambience, okay? Experience, okay?
You aren't paying for the Pepsi, you're paying for being there and
वो अब ये वर्ड इतना यूज नहीं करेंगे हम लोग आज क्यों दिया आपने लग्जरी बोला तो दे दिया मैंने ये तो होना नहीं है भाई right what we trying to achieve my dear friends is these people had the ability to present art in its beauty the word art ये जो art होता है ना the art is so beautifully captured by these people and they present it because art has no price to it. Art is about, again, perspective. When you go into an art museum, you look at that expression of an artist, the expression of an artist, if you relate with it, you will buy even 1,000 crores for the painting. Thank you so much. That senses is intangibility. So, जो बंदा यहाँ से connect हो जाएगा और यहाँ से connect हो जाएगा and he sees that Mona Lisa painting or MFSN painting, I said, this is perspective that I have aligned and I'm willing to pay 50 lakhs to it. He will never question, इसका worth क्या है? And the person who connects this and this with his senses is the person who will buy a luxury product. Because he will never buy a product if he wants justification of value. होएगा नहीं वो. That is impossible because you can never justify, because luxury itself is saying we never put attributes ahead. Because we never justify. Have you seen a BMW ad or a Mercedes ad? Does it show kitna fuel per kilometer, efficiency, car itna, tire itna? Do they talk? They do not talk. Tell me one product that talks about the making of cost. Have you seen any luxury product talking about cost? It's a sinner. If you talk about cost, even if you go to a showroom, put a cost, it's a sinner because the philosophy is essence. Very beautifully said, thanks to you, ma'am, that they would like you to marry your essence with the brand's essence. What do you believe in? It's a belief system. And last but not least, if you believe that you are passionate about art, I believe I'm passionate about art, they want that kind of artisans to come and design. They want that kind of creativity to come and design. They want that kind of people to bring the finest quality of product to design. Today you take a Dior dress, right, a Christian Dior, and you put that in the washing machine. It will become Big Bazaar. You pull it out, it's technically Dior outside, जब वो बाहर आया washing machine से, it will become me, basically, right? So it's not saying that it's durable. A lot of people misunderstand that luxury is क्यों लिया? Quality है भाई. किसी ने नहीं बोला कि जिंदगी भर रहेगी. मेरे बच्चों को दूंगा, बच्चे को नहीं. मैम अगर पहन के अब नाचोगे 2 दिन चला जाएगा वो भी हील टूटेगा. नहीं luxury है, टूटेगा नहीं. ले देख. You can't do that. So what am I trying to debate here is, art is not durability. Design is not durability. Appreciation is what we're talking about over here. That an expression of an artist, when they are able to create, Alexander McQueen, when he thinks about, or Sabyasachi, when he collaborated with Christian Louboutin, he said, the way India is represented by Manish Arora or by Sabyasachi are the people who are able to present art globally that they can understand. They're trying to understand them, right? Pehle understanding nahi tha. Today Manish Arora or Sabyasachi have gone to that level that they understand what means passion to a German or a French or an Italian or an Arabic or a Singaporean or an American, because 30 साल के पहले we didn't understand what is luxury to us. Luxury to us was only 2 things. मम्मी ने बोला गोल्ड खरीदो because कल के दिन लोन चाहिए तो पैसा मिलेगा. नहीं प्रॉपर्टी खरीदो. लास्ट ऑप्शन पैसा बचा कार ले लो आप. Because ये 3 चीज हमारे कल्चर में इनबिल्ड है, right? So my thing to you, if the luxury is saying this is my DNA, we have a tendency that every time that we talk about a product, right? You all are presenting the luxury product and you're talking about lot of things, right? Why do you buy? You all said it's fashionable, it's stylish, it's a brand, it's status, it's show off. So many things that you all are going to debate about it. Agreed? Is that luxury? Is that what luxury brands are talking about? Or what are they talking about? The words I've repeated here, I don't know why the changes has happened. So status should not be 3 times anyways. So now that we said here that luxury is trying to show this DNA, so if I have to understand now, why would you buy a luxury? Is it because it's because of this? If that's your mindset, like we spoke about, right? Is status, as people buy this, is because of that you think people buy luxury when they come to you? What do you think, psychology of a customer who's coming? Yes, ma'am.
It could be any, depending on each person. Since it's something so subjective.
Yeah. So when you tend to speak these words, right, perhaps most of the things must be a very superficial level. Again, the words that you want to work on is more of a luxury quotient. So you're going to talk about legacy, you're going to talk about craftsmanship, you're going to talk about art thinking, art movement. You're going to talk about how design-centric that they're brought in quality versus innovation, right? So a lot of people like to stay here with these words. Why are you buying luxury? Because I want to show off. I think it's very good, it's very status. These are the words that we normally have in our mind to have that look. But please move from here to the luxury quotient. What is a quotient? Quotient is something that makes you substantial thinking. And your substantial thinking is built on few of these words. I want you to work on it is, a brand has a legacy. Do you believe in that legacy? So that you can present the legacy to the customer or a guest who's coming in. Do you believe craftsmanship? क्या होता है craftsmanship? कैसे बनता है craftsmanship, right? And do you believe in art? क्या सर art तो art ही है ना, उसमें भी 1000 रुपए, इसमें भी 1 रुपया, फर्क तो समझ में नहीं आया मुझे. दोनों एक ही है. ये भी ग्लास ठीक है, ये भी सनग्लासेस ठीक है, ये भी फ्रेम ठीक है. If a person does not understand, and he should learn to understand. Because today one of the most interesting thing is, my quotient is different than your quotient. Today I'll give an example to you. Who plays cricket here? मैंने सोचा पूरे सब लोग हाथ उठाएंगे because India, everyone plays cricket. Sorry, everyone watches cricket. No, I'm sorry, I forgot in India. Everyone will stand outside the stadium or outside the TV screen or on the thing. ऐसे मारना था, वैसे मारना था, ऐसे छोड़ दिया, अरे क्या छोड़ दिया, इसको नहीं आता बैटिंग करना. उसको पूछो, आपने कभी क्रिकेट खेला है? नहीं. कभी जिंदगी में बैट पकड़ा है रोड? नहीं. लेकिन कमेंट्री कैसे कर रहे? वही आता है मुझे. Imagine if tomorrow you're going to be whining and dining with Virat Kohli and can you talk to him on cricket? That's called quotient. If a person who comes from luxury, who's consuming luxury, who's living luxury, who appreciates luxury, who understands why is he buying a Prada versus a Cartier, he's evolved, he's knowledgeable. The only time you can do batting with him is if you have the quotient. If you don't have the quotient, हम लोग यहीं पे रह जाएंगे. Sir, it's fashionable, latest collection. Look at the bling bling, look at the bling bling, look at this design. It is the best seller. हम लोग यहीं पे रहेंगे. We will never move to say, okay, what is so great about this craftsmanship? What is the art? Because the inspiration has come from here. This is the story behind it. For you to move here, the only way is because it can be Ambani, it can be Trump, it can be Tatas, it can be Birlas, it can be Shah Rukh Khan. The only thing that they see luxury in you is knowledge. The only thing luxury that they see in the opposite side, because knowledge has no price to it. Because a person who's owning a Ferrari and a person who's selling a Ferrari, the person who sells a Ferrari, he will never sell if he's owning a Ferrari, no? Will he sell? हो सकता है? Impossible. So today, one of the biggest questions that I want you to take away with you is, the only thing the world of luxury will challenge each one of us, including me in the 17 years that I've learned, is the only thing people respect you in the world of luxury is if you have the quotient. And the quotient is knowledge. It's only about knowledge. And today, one of the most interesting thing is, what is knowledge? A knowledge is an inspiration. A knowledge is an inspiration that, how many of you put a Google alerts? Do you know Google alerts? A lot of people put for Shah Rukh Khan, Ranveer Singh, Deepika Padukone, and of course for all wrong things, right? How many of you truly love luxury brands? Put your hands up. Anyone here? I follow them, I watch them, I like them. Anybody? Okay. When was the last time you checked what happened with this brand? Do you know what happened with these brands? When was the last time you looked back? I ask people oftenly, what do you love to do? I said, I love singing. When was the last time you sang? 10 years back. When is the last time you sang? 1 year back. When is the last time you sang? 6 months back. When people say, I love this, I follow this, how is it possible that you're not following your passion? एक आप झूठ बोल रहे हो और एक दुनिया को झूठ बोल रहे हो आप. If you want to be in the world of luxury, if you really want to promote luxury, the only way is to know what Gucci did, what Prada did, what Louis Vuitton did, what anyone who did what they did, right? Because if you're not inspired, how will you aspire? How? Because it's like a battery. Battery ko chadao, chadao, chadao. How long will the battery run? Till it lasts. But if naturally, if you're very intrigued and you are truly in love with the word art, and how does a brand gets excited about the expression? Because each artist is expressing, right? When you look at Bulgari's collection, for example, Sarpanti I'm using as a case study today, right? When they understood what was Sarpanti and what was the whole mindset, what is the design thinking, what is the philosophy, they were truly in love with it, isn't it? You can see so much in the YouTube, how they went about, how they really go about, why did they use that element, what is significance to it. They're truly passionate about it. Can you tell me in this room, one person, Kaleem, this is something that I'm truly passionate about and I do it on a daily basis. And the only passion in India that I learned when I came back was thanks to Ekta Kapoor, Ghar Ghar Ki Kahani. In India, we love emotional discussions. मम्मी के पास, बहन के पास, सबके पास जाके हम घर में जाके हम बातें करते रहते हैं. But when is the knowledge update that we have? So if you do not, you want to be here, the only thing that you have to be here is here. Now if you see, the only way that you can inspire is, you need to question and ask yourself is, okay, how does a X brand, could be Bulgari, could be Versace, could be Dolce & Gabbana, it could be Burberry, it could be any brand. What is their understanding of art? What is their understanding of intangibility, which is nothing but essence, correct? Should you know them or do you need to know them? Anybody here who says, it's okay, ye kuch farak nahi panda, main to, I can still do wonders. Yes, no. How many people follow any luxury brand? Any brand? Any brand of yours? Which brand do you follow? Gucci, let's keep it there, right? How many of you promote luxury frames and sunglasses here? Anybody? How many of you? Nobody? Is it wrong class? Do you all promote, do you sell luxury frames and glasses? All of you? Okay. One of the most interesting things that I had to do on 30 stores audit in India, I'm not going to tell the brand which I did, and I had to go as a mystery shopper, pan-India, 30 stores, 5 cities. One of you, I'm sure, I hope nobody recognized me because today they're going to attack me, all right? So I had to just ask them very simple, tell me about Gucci. Why should I buy Gucci versus Prada or Bulgari? 98% of the people out there didn't even know where Gucci is from. A huge brand in India made us do 1 year of survey with testimonials, with recordings, with information, with data. For them, a Ray-Ban with a Vogue, with Burberry, with Cartier, almost difference was price. क्यों खरीदना है मुझे Cartier? सर थोड़ा अच्छा है, देखिए गोल्ड लग रहा है इसमें, इसमें देखिए फ्रेम कितना अच्छा है, इसमें देखिए ऐसे अच्छा है, आप बहुत अच्छे लगो इसमें, और ये की पीस है मेरे पास, ले लो आप, 80,000 का है. मतलब क्यों खरीदना है भाई Cartier? क्यों? ये क्यों का जवाब almost 98% was not given to us. We're going wrong. You know why? Because one, you can't inspire if you don't believe in it. अगर उसमें believe ही नहीं है आपको, you cannot. It is not something. Why it is only 3%? Why it is not 33% of the industry? Because if you don't inspire yourself, I want to know, sir, let me tell you why you need to buy a Gucci, why you need to buy X brand, why you need to buy even just a frame, why only Armani frame. Let me explain to you, sir. Now that's a beauty. And second question was asked to our consumers, would you buy a sunglasses and a frame with an optician store or a brand store? 89% of the people said we'll buy it from the brand store. And the reason was knowledgeable. If I buy a frame in a Burberry store, a Burberry person tells me, why should I buy a Burberry frame, right? Because you're trained on it. But if I come to an X store, a Lawrence and Mayo or any other stores, if that person doesn't tell me the difference between a Burberry and an Armani or a Gucci, then the plot is gone. Because for that person, all the frames are same. So today, I want to ask you one question is, if you do not inspire, if you do not understand, let me explain one thing today, takeaway is two things. You need to be passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, naturally you're not inspired. If you're not naturally inspired, you will not be able to tell a recipe or a success story of a brand that they're practicing for years and years and years, why they're doing the way they're doing it. You can't tell them. And the moment you don't tell them with that conviction, कि कैसे बनता है ये frame, कैसे बनता है ये product, कैसे बनता है इसका secret artisanry thinking, क्यों generation पे generation ये लोग बना रहे हैं, then the biggest challenge is it's just a product. It is not an art. And if it is just a product, the person will look at you and say, okay, tell me why should I pay 20,000 more to it? Quite an interesting thing I'll tell you, when I used to work with Armani, a lot of people used to come and say, actually from Milan people came to audit us because we were the highest sellers of sunglasses in the store in Bangalore. I'm from Bangalore, by the way. And when the data was collected, a lot of people who came in, they didn't know, the Indian audience, that an Armani sunglass can be bought for 11,000 and 12,000 and 15,000. They didn't know that. They thought it's very expensive. At the moment people came in, the first thing they want them to touch the brand, our sales associates start promoting. If you know that the person thinks the bag is expensive, this is expensive, so why didn't you try the frame? No, I think it's too expensive. No, sir, just have a look. And they look like this and they say, 11,000? Oh, no, hold on. 11,000? I just paid for Ray-Ban so much money. So they thought a Ray-Ban and a luxury eyewear is almost the same. How much is the most expensive sunglass in Ray-Ban? Anyone? 15,000. Do you believe that in 15,000 we almost can buy a frame and a sunglasses with almost all luxury brands? Customer didn't know that. The moment they got to know, they understood. The first thing when they asked, you'll buy this now, immediately they said, I want to buy Armani. I want to buy Burberry. Aspirations. Because they want to associate with these brands. How many of you can explain about craftsmanship? क्या होता है craftsmanship? Is it a secret recipe? Is it something that only this brand can do it? Or is it something that you truly believe that if you speak to someone and you take a frame and you explain to them, let me explain to you, sir, how this frame is done. What is the material gone into this? What is the technique gone into this? And how this has been curated? When was the last time do we present this with this knowledge? And please remember one thing in the world of luxury, it's all about craftsmanship. It's all about craftsmanship. Everyone can design, not everyone can produce. The only way the design comes to life is only these brands understand and have the expertise and have the passion to do it right. And do it right is so phenomenal. Is when I was watching, recently I was trying to do some case study on jewelry brands, and I was watching the Bulgari's brand and the Tiffany's thing, and they're saying they're trying to do a new setting, and the new setting took them almost 3 years to get it right. And in that process, so many diamonds were lost because they used to chip. And they said, till we get it right, we will not leave it. Right? So why am I talking about craftsmanship is, if you understand that what is made in the world of luxury and what does aspire, why we inspire for a design thinking, why we inspire to be a craftsmanship, only then you will not sell but you will own it. If you can stand there and tell a story of conviction, if you tell why this brand versus this brand is good, and if you say this is the reason, only then you will create an association of pride. You will build a belief system on emotions. You will be a part of the brand culture. You will be the experiences for an individual. Communicate non-verbal and the statements that you need to make. Because we hear, one of the most important thing is, we are not selling a product here. We're not selling a product here. We're telling you, Do you belong to this brand or do you belong to this brand? How many people buy, okay, that's a wrong question. How many people have any luxury cars, like say Audi or a BMW or a Merc or a friends? You ask these people who they have got, why did you buy this? They say, I truly in love with Mercedes. Why? No, I belong to this Mercedes. I'm loyal to Mercedes. I'm loyal to Audi. I'm loyal to BMW. It's a fantastic thing because all these brands want to build a culture. They want to have the loyalty, right? So today I want to ask you, last but not questions, is how many of you like to tell a story? Not filmy story, a brand story. I'm sure we tell to your brothers and sisters and kids, right? You, yeah? How many of you like to talk? How many of you don't like to talk? If you don't like to talk, you have the wrong profession. You should become the NASA, scientist or, maybe, a different profession. Are you all in sales? Or somebody in back end? How many of you in sales? All of you? Why nobody is lifting a hand? In sales, I think we don't do a mute movie, right? You need to talk. Sir? ये क्या होता है? Why is it that none of you, of course, some of you are brilliant at expressing, if you don't tell a story of conviction, everything is just gone behind. Everything. People sell islands in Dubai. I'm sure we have a Dubai friend, right? Imagine a person has to sell an island. उसकी story telling, उसकी conviction क्या level की होनी चाहिए? If somebody is selling an aircraft, क्या होनी चाहिए? The most expensive thing, right? Perhaps that we can think of is an aircraft. We'll not talk about NASA aircrafts and rockets because we can't sell. But if you're selling an island, if you're selling the Airbus, Boeing or Airbus, the most expensive products, ये जो बंदे बेचते हैं इनकी level of conviction and story क्या होनी चाहिए? It's to a different level. So how many of you here like to just talk to people? Generally, be honest. I'm very extrovert. I normally like to talk. 3-4 hands. All right? So today is your cue card. You can try to practice this when you go out there in the thing. Ask yourself, अगर कोई बंदा बोलता है, how much this person talks here, God, then that person should become doctor. Because they don't talk, they only prescribe, no? हमारे business में बात करना है. I think that's the best thing about here is what you talk and how you talk is different. So in these two things today is you must bring your craftsmanship, design thinking, inspiration, aspiration to the storytelling. You must be able to speak about every time that you touch a luxury brand, you must tell a story. Every time. What is so great about Louis Vuitton? So let me tell you about Louis Vuitton. Why should you? And that person's psychology will marry with the brand. Let me tell you why you need to buy a Alexander McQueen or a Cartier or any other brands, because if you don't want to tell a story, then it's very different. It's just a transaction. This is 18,000, that is 25,000. UV, ultraviolet, this violet, that violet, all 100%, 200%, baat khatam. If you want to evolve from this level to other level, two things you have to practice today, and the only thing to practice is, can you tell a story that somebody is willing to listen? And can you tell us what is so great about this collection? And what am I talking about? First thing is, okay, Sarpanti collection we're talking about today. As क्या होता है Sarpanti collection? इसका inspiration क्या है? क्या हमने इसमें inspire किया है? Why have we taken those detailing of the marbles of the Sarpanti, and why we have taken that Bulgari's collection, and what is the story behind it? Why is it called this brand collection? And is it part of the collection, this frame? Is it limited collection? Is it iconic collection? You explain that first, intangible. If you notice, I'm saying inspiration, correct? Then you talk about, can you see the detailing of this stone setting? Can you see the enamel setting? Can you see the painting that has been done? Then you go to the tangible to it. Explain that product tangibility. I'm just going to go backwards over here, if you don't mind. If you notice this one, correct? You know that this is Sarpanti collection, right? So, if you speak about the detailing, if you want to talk about the thing, detailing of thing, you need to say where is the detailing coming from? And what is the relevance to Serpenti collection? And why is it called Serpenti collection? So it is so important that every time that you present a collection, first say the collection name. So let me explain to you. This is a collection from the Serpenti, which is this collection, and this is the name of this, and this is the story behind it. This is where it has been evolved from. And let me explain to you the beauty of this, how this craftsmanship has been carved. This is the enameling, this is the painting, this has been specially acetate where allergy free it is, and this is the nose. Everything makes sense. But we do the reverse. What we do, we speak the tangible first. We talk about frame, we talk about allergy, we talk about acetate, we talk about stones, we talk about everything. What's the story behind it? Some Serpenti hai sir, pata nahi kiski Serpenti hai, lekin hai Serpenti. But kya hai ye collection? Kachho hai sir, unhone diya hai. हमने बोला हाँ बट सर दिस इज कैन यू सी दिस इज फ्रॉम स्वरास्की सर थैंक्स टू स्वरास्की क्या बनाया उन्होंने नाम हर जगह पे सबका फैमिली में स्वरास्की हो जाता है एनीथिंग दैट ग्लिटर्स स्वरास्की व्हाई प्रमोटिंग स्वरास्की दे आर नॉट अ ब्रांड टू बी प्रमोटेड नो सो व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग इज टू थिंग्स whenever you talk about luxury are you telling me a story first thing period a story of the brand evolution of the brand DNA of the brand where did they come from where is the thing it's coming from all right. And you need to have a collection theme to it. Agreed? Now, last but not least, I want to understand only one thing is, please remember, every time you speak about frame, it's a purpose driven. There is a purpose to why I've come to buy a frame. It's called medical reasons. It's always going to be a medical reason when I'm coming here to buy a frame. Agreed? So you need to follow these things is, if I come for a medical frame, a prescription, first you need to capture and understand my medical requirement. What is the requirement? What is the lens? What is the thing going on to make the thickness of the thing? And will that fit into the frame? Because what's the point of showing everything and ultimately you come to order, बोलेगा, sir इस frame में तो fit नहीं होने वाला है, तो 2 घंटे तुमने waste क्यों किया मेरा? It just doesn't make sense. So please remember these points. Medical frames when you come in is, frames are purpose driven, understand the medical requirement, encourage for preferences, discover the face type. And this is something very interesting a brand did in India, which I want to share with you. They did a research in Delhi. They put one person from the eyewear industry, the other person who's a makeup expert. They said, let the makeup expert sell a glass, let the salesperson sell a glass. Whom do you think sold maximum? Obviously, don't say just because it's makeup, because मैंने पूछा है. But interesting, whom do you think sold the maximum? Why? Sorry, they make you feel good. Okay, valid point. They make you feel, but how did they make you feel good? They're not applying makeup.
They were able to match the face with the shape of the frame.
Sorry?
They were able to match the frame with the face.
Okay.
They were able to make out the vision
The
of basically the
persona.
person.
How many people have sat in front of Essilor or Chanel or this Sephora? They put makeup on you? Mac? How many people got women? I'm sure you got makeup. Don't say no. Right? When the guy is sitting in front of you, he says, ma'am, you got a T-zone. Your skin is like this. I think you got pores here. I think you got marks here. Your skin is breathing very well. I think you got a very even tone. He gets in confidence and says, what's the good thing about your skin? Does he talk about your skin type? Then he talks about your features of your face. Ma'am, I think your jawline is more, your cheeks thing is more, you're highlighting this area. I feel this part of your face is brilliant. You need to highlight that. Agreed? Sorry? He is getting you in confidence to say, I know your face more than you do. Agreed? You have given up to that makeup guy. Make me look gorgeous like Deepika Padukone, please. Just make me look. Do whatever you want to, just make me look. It's so interesting, the makeup person, you know why in the world it's considered to be the most interesting person? He is the person who gets into your private space. Because you allow him to touch your face. You don't mind anything, no? If a makeup person, hey, yahan nahi chuna, like छूँ तो कहाँ छूँ then? Sir, मुझे makeup करना है चेहरे पे, नहीं like होठ नहीं छूना, नहीं. You will allow him to touch your face, right? The amazing thing is, they allow the guest and the person who's applying into the privates because they know the face type. So you, when you're doing medical thing, please understand what goes with my face type. Will this frame look nice on me? Is this the right typology? Is very, very important, right? So I think, obviously, recommend based on them, right? Last but not least, understand that whatever you're suggesting, follow the cue card. And cue card is what? Can somebody tell me what is a cue card? 2 things that you need to do in a cue card always. You're right. You can be louder. You're not going to be punished for that. What is a cue card that you always have to follow? Sorry? I like, you see, the quietest is the deepest person here. One is a storytelling followed with, which is collection. Please don't forget. This is your cue card. Every time you should tell a brand story and you should tell the collection as to why they've come. All right? Last but not least, sunglasses are a statement driven. If I'm putting a sunglasses on my face, which is not a frame, I'm trying to make a statement. And what's the beauty is, research suggests you change the glare, you change the frames, you change the most important thing, sunglasses, your face changes. Everything changes about you. You may look great, you may look ugly, right? So please remember that sunglasses are always the other way around. Understand that they're here to make a statement, understand the desires, understand the association of the brand, why one needs to buy a Versace but not a Gucci or a Prada. Understand that you need to practice cue card. Compliment them that Cartier looks better than Gucci, Gucci looks better than other brands, right? One of the most important thing last we're going in is, how do you suggest which is the right brand for a guest? How? Very tricky, isn't it? It's very difficult. For now, just understand 4 typologies. We don't have much time. If a guest who speaks about knowledge, he's a connoisseur. He knows more than you. If Virat Kohli has come, you can't teach him how to bat. अगर कोई बंदा आए जो evolved industry है, like I've come, I'm working on a brand, I'm from luxury industry, can you teach me luxury? Sir, रुको, आपकी गलती बर्बरी की बहुत गलत है. Let me teach you. It doesn't happen. A connoisseur is a knowledge-driven guy. Second is an experientialist who is willing to experiment whichever brand you say. You're telling me to buy a Gucci, I'll buy. You're telling me to buy a Cartier, I'll buy. He's willing to experiment because he's willing to listen. If you say this looks good, I will go for it. Third is a flaunter. The larger, the bigger, the biggest logo. Too many LV, even in my blood scan, LV, it comes. They'll say, give it to me. मुझे यही चाहिए. जितना LV दिखेगा उतने देने का मुझे. Right? These are flaunters. ऊपर से नीचे तक logo. नाम के बाजू भी logo लगेगा. So they're totally logo manias. You look at them, you'll not miss it. बोलेगा ये थोड़ा कम है ना, नाम थोड़ा बुल्गारी ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. Sir उतना ही आता है. नहीं थोड़ा बड़ा और बड़ा चाहिए मुझे. Right? Last but not least is the aesthete people who believe in the aesthetic, the design centric of the product. They are more into detailing of, tell me how this product is made and the quality and the craftsmanship of it. If you get this kind of people, then you should be very, very careful that every time that you suggest a brand, you must be able to give these answers to them. If you say Gucci is right for you, if I am a connoisseur, you better have an answer, what is Gucci all about? Because I am not going to listen to you otherwise. Agreed? Right? So please remember that every journey that you're going to make, of course 1 hour will not do a justice to us. I would like to request you to de-learn whatever you have on a daily basis and learn the good things in life. And the good things in life is, if you want to be part of excellence, you need to learn every day. You ask an athlete who goes to Olympics to win, he says, every day, so many hours of my life, I'm practicing to win a gold medal. Because he's learning every day. So if you want to be part of the luxury industry, or even if you want to present a luxury eyewear, please understand, excellence is the only way of life. And the only way to get excellence is, you must start believing in it. Don't talk. If you believe in it, you walk into it. We believe in culture, we follow. Traditions, we follow. Religion, we follow. Politics, we're not going to talk about it. We follow. We follow everything that we believe. If you believe in luxury, you don't have to own luxury. Anyone who's selling a Ferrari, he doesn't own a Ferrari, right? Does he own a BMW? Does he own anything? No. He believes in it because he believes in design. He believes in art. He believes in craftsmanship. All you need to do today is, do you believe in it? If you believe in it, inspire to aspire. And the only way that you need to understand is, please remember, every guest who walks in, you don't know who it is. Is there a software that can tell us who is your next customer? Do you know what his psychology is? You never know. So stop thinking about them. You be ready. The only way that you should be ready is you should be an aspiration. And today, one of the only aspirations over here, we're not looking at the face of the guest, is your face, because the only way you can discover others' journey is when you are part of the journey. You can only be part of someone's journey if you believe in it, and if you say, sir, you're not supposed to buy this, you should buy this, because I truly believe you are very elegant, you are very sophisticated, you are flaunter, you have this lifestyle, I think this brand works very well with you. And then the beauty of journey begins. And that brings to the end of our presentation. So today, what did we learn? We looked at definitions. Remember the definition that we looked at: perspective. We looked at industry perspective, brand perspectives, and guest perspectives. We looked at the DNA. Please remember always, we have luxury brands are built on a legacy, followed by essence, intangible, and attributes, which is tangible. We looked at what makes the making of luxury brands very artisanal thinking, where design and craftsmanship is what we today spoken about, right? And the cue card is something that you always have to practice. Practice and practice. Every time you have a free time on the floor, you have a colleague with you who is very good at it, you got to understand what a brand is made. Two things: storytelling, craftsmanship, all right? And of course, frames and sunglasses. Frames are purpose driven. Of course, sunglasses are statement driven. And typologies, we spoke about 4. And the last one that I want to just add on, I didn't have a time, a closet customer. A closet is an Indian customer who will walk in without no signs. They'll walk in with just simple dresses and they'll walk away with crores. Recently, the jewelry brand, somebody walked in with nothing and they billed for 4 crores. 4 crores. They came in with a normal sari, with a chappal, and they walked away. And they were actually the princess of Nepal. So you don't know. That's India for you, right? Of course, practitioner is you must always be empowered with knowledge. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. When you do that, you become an appreciation. Thank you so much for your attention. Open for questions.
During the session, as you mentioned, luxury are made up from legacy. I mean, generations after generations, and luxury are made up. Is it possible luxury begins with expensiveness? Because as you said, for example, we mentioned Maruti. Now, first generation always, or something, a person who starts, maybe a product can be expensive, but after generation after generation, it can become a luxury.
I think it's very interesting. Do you remember we spoke about the Pepsi? A person who's having a Pepsi on a road, for him, having in a coffee shop, is it luxury? He's upgraded his lifestyle, having a Pepsi at 10 rupees to sitting in a coffee day or a Starbucks and having it. Is it one step up? Every aspiration is moving forward. Aspiration is always having something better in life, betterment, right? So if someone has a Maruti, his next possible aim, unless kaun banega crorepati, agar nahi bana, is I want to go for a Honda or a Skoda, correct? Or a Volkswagen. It's like this, right? So aspiration depends where are you sitting and what are you looking at. If a person is having a Ferrari, does he care about Maruti or a BMW? He doesn't care. So what we mean to say is, remember we spoke about emotions, we spoke about individual. When it comes to a guest or a customer or you, it's very subjective. Nobody can define what's luxury to you. Like you said, I'm having a Louis Vuitton, which means, for me, luxury to me is not Louis Vuitton. Actually, it's Chanel, or I want to have a Hermes bag, correct? So it depends what you're having in life. If you go and ask Ambani what is luxury to him, perhaps his definition is completely different. So what is legacy is the brands have built generation after generation, which they've delivered a promise of quality, of craftsmanship, of art. Believe, for example, take Louis Vuitton, only 2 words, time and travel. You see their advertisement, they want to be part of every time of generations to come through travel. They're a travel brand actually, you know that? They're known for trunks. From our Maharanis to kings to everybody, it's travel bags. And they've built truly on that. But today, if you ask from a customer point of view, even today the customer, the first thing they want to have is a Louis Vuitton's LV bag, which is LV written on it. And today the evolution is, a lot of the people who have that bags, they don't want a logo on it, they want a non-logo bags. Depends where they're coming from. So please understand perspective again. कहां से आ रहा है बंदा? अगर बंदे के पास गाड़ी है, टू व्हीलर है, उसको क्या चाहिए? कार चाहिए ना. So it's an evolution called the mass law thinking. आपके पास वो अमिताभ बच्चन डायलॉग, रोटी मकड़ा मकान जो भी हो है डायलॉग फिल्म, आई एम नॉट गुड एट मूवीज, राइट? What is first thing? And you build forward. Remember always, where you stand is what you look forward. We always look forward, we don't look down. So looking from a customer perspective or your individual perspective, if you're looking at luxury, it's perspective, it's your opinion. You can say spending time with my family is luxury. I'm very happy driving Maruti. Nobody's going to say it's wrong, no? You're happy driving thing, but you want to go on a beautiful holiday. I want to go on a 5-star holiday. I like spending on holidays. Now that's luxury to you, no? All right? Yes. More 9 to go. Seriously, like, koi sawal nahi? Ah, okay.
What has your observation been about the Indian customer? Okay, in general, where who's come for some luxury buying? How, I mean, what's your experience been? Observation more and experience.
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you, because I've moved to India only 6 years back. So in the 6 years, now from the past 1 year, I'm teaching. So before 1 year teaching, I was for 3 years running this experience of, especially with this Eyewear brand, they had asked me to go and observe 30 stores in Pan India, right? What is amazing about Indian consumers are that today your millennials are much more knowledgeable than you. They know more than you. They know what's happening in Paris. They know what's happening in couture. They know what is happening on runway. They know which is the latest collection of Prada is out. That's the millennials. But today if you look at our so-called 30s to 50s, still old school driven thinking, depends in India where they are. And India where they are, a Delhiite in the experience, anybody Delhi? Thank God. Delhi likes to show. Research suggests they like the bigger the logo, the better it is, the more expensive. My friend said they buy 30 lakhs of car and for a nameplate number 1 के लिए 20 lakh उसने खर्च किया because they want a nameplate called number 1. That's flaunting, right? Come to Bombay, it's much more experientialist. They're trying to see different brands. They appreciate brands, right? You come to Bangalore, they're more quality centric, story centric. So within India, our major cities, today, if you look at Louis Vuitton, opened in Chennai with huge store on Khadar Khan Nawaz Road and they shut down. First time in a history that a luxury brand opened, full-fledged store, and they shut down because they did not understand the Chennai consumers do not like to show. The South Indians, especially Chennai market, who has the highest money, they live in a very simple lifestyle, simple sari, simple thing. They didn't understand that because our consumer perceptions are different. Showing is not luxury, appreciating is luxury. They're more interested in buying a car, Chennai people, but they're not interested in carrying a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton. So, interestingly, what I've noticed is the millennials are way ahead. We 30s and 40s ke niche log are way behind because it's cultural difference, what we have. And that's why we call the closet customer. We don't know. Today, if you look into the malls, if you ask today any of the stores, I'm sure a brand store will have a more experience because they're positioned in Emporio or a Palladium or something. Anyone who walks in, they don't carry luxury with them. But it'll be surprising, they'll be the biggest billers for you. Because किसी ने बोला जाके Louis Vuitton खरीद लो, खरीद लेंगे. Right? So it is very interesting that there's a lot of emotional challenge, but there's at the same time, people are getting very educated now. People are very conscious what they're wearing, how they're wearing. Today in India, people are very conscious about the status. Not only to, there was a time when people said only qualification. No, it's about lifestyle also now. What you're wearing, which car are you driving, where are you, where is your house, who is your kitty party, now we have become very global in our thinking. So yeah, I think we are, but we have a long way to go. A long, long way to go. Don't forget, we are still a developing country as compared to anywhere else. All right. Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Going by the kind of luxury market that you're talking, 3%, for a regular optical store, I mean, maybe a Lawrence and Mayo, the boutique store maybe, but generally for a regular practice, does it make sense to invest in luxury products?
I think that's a very...
Like you said, we have closet customers, it could be just anybody walks in and it could be potential, but does it make sense for a optical store to invest in those?
So let's do a reverse question over here, right? So is this the industry? Is this the people who perhaps will educate me as a customer when I walk in, as a closet customer? Isn't it? What happens if my own people who are selling, they don't believe in it? They don't believe in storytelling. They don't believe in the luxury. They don't believe in collections. They don't tell me why should I buy a Burberry or a Gucci, but they're putting all the optical brands out there as the same, and they're saying, जो आपको लेना है आप ले लो. So who starts the educative thinking? अगर आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो, अगर हम पूछ रहे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, ask a question. How many of us are asking questions? So as an industry, if we're not asking questions, as an industry we're not practicing, how does the Indian thinking change? How will our consumers know why should I invest in a very good frame? Why should I be design centric? Why should I upgrade my thinking to the global thinking? Why should I have a statement making? अगर हम लोग consumers को नहीं change करेंगे, कौन करेगा? अभी training हो रही है knowledge के लिए ना. Every training happens is to upgrade, to have like हमारे मोबाइल में आजकल आप अपडेट नहीं करते. Does a mobile work? It doesn't work. So the question comes back to you again is, as an industry that we all are sitting over here, are we following the cue card? Do we believe in it? Do we think that there is a huge differentiation between the story of Burberry, the story of Ray-Ban, or story of Vogue, or any of the brands? Do we believe in it? अगर हम सोच रहे हैं कि मैं जाऊंगा, I have not named any of the eyewear opticals. The data did suggest that 80 to 60% of the people standing there did not know the brands. So then you tell me, how will a brand invest in it? How? Because they don't have a trust in it, no? So it's a collective effort. We all have to come together. And optical industry is one of the most important industry. You know why? Because everybody is going to buy it. It's not a choice, it's not a need. They have to buy it, especially the frame, right? So this is where the challenge starts. If education firms like this, sessions like this, questions up and say, do you believe in it? If I walk in as a customer, let's say, and you tell me which frame should I buy, and tell me a story of conviction with confidence, with the storytelling, with factual data, would I not buy? Of course I'll buy. But challenge ये है कि हम उस side के table पे जो बैठे हैं, they just want to sell a frame or a sunglasses because they don't want to invest that time and energy, because time लगता है ना, energy लगती है. One store was opened in Hyderabad, 2 years research was done to open only a purely luxury eyewear store. And those people have been handpicked with 100 stores who believe in it. So the question again boils down, we're talking to 3% belief system. So if you believe, today Louis Vuitton, take luxury, any brand, are they making profit? They're not making profit. Genesis, are they making profit? They're not making profit, but they believe that this is the world to be. India is the future growing market. So let us all come together. See, the question here is, are we willing to learn? Because if I'm very comfortable selling X product at 8,000, if I say, if I push that, actually I can sell a luxury product for 10,000, but I don't have an answer, why should I sell at 10,000? It's become tricky now, right? It becomes difficult. But actually the ticket value, if you see, if you're seeing today's frames and normal non-luxury brands versus luxury brands, there's not a huge difference. There's not a huge difference. But for me to tell the story, do I have the knowledge? अगर मेरे पास knowledge नहीं है तो? Just to let you
From the optician's perspective, do they just cater to the existing customers and say, okay, Ray-Ban is luxury, ले लो भाई, ये luxury में जियो, Ray-Ban का 5,000 का है, or should they invest time into, in the long run, does it make sense to invest time into educating the customer of targeting the 3% or targeting the 30% beyond who could buy? Now, just a brief thing. I mean, I'm not, this is not the right question to ask.
No, yes. But you're absolutely right. I'm going to ask you a question openly over here. When was the last time you had a training on the floor about a brand? About a brand which is a luxury brand. Retail therapy, because I spent on 8 years in retail, from Harrods to all the way here. Every day it's a ritual mantra that we have to say latest updates, what is the collection, what's the story. It's a ritual, no? हम लोग ritual करते हैं हम लोग. तो आप जिस पीछे मुड़ के देखिए, अगर सब लोग बता रहे कभी भी on the floor, हम लोग self initiation की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, not about outsiders. Within their team, within the company, within the brand, the bigger brands they have, do they do training on the floor? Answer is no. Do they take self-interest? Answer is no. Do they really want to learn that extra push or effort करना चाहते हैं? Answer is no. Because today, as you said, they all just want to sell frame. आप आए हो, फ्रेम ले लो सर, ये ब्लैक है, ब्लू है, 8,000 है. बिकॉज अगर लग्जरी प्रेजेंट करना है, कन्विक्शन चाहिए, वो सबकी बात नहीं है. तो क्यों करना है? Everybody goes to gym. How many people stretch their muscles?
So true, if you believe it, sell it.
You will. That's why the brands today are becoming, I am working with, I have to say this about Lawrence and Mayo, they believed in it and they opened a luxury store. Go on there in Hyderabad, brilliant. And they're doing a beautiful job. And today it's one destination where they say the consumers who will go, not even coming to the other store, they're coming there, you know why? They say, we come here because each one is a custodian here, because they're full of knowledge. It's very simple, because if you're an optician, if you tell them what is good for you, you're a doctor, will you question the doctor, are you right or wrong? You'll never question a doctor, no? But we should evolve and become a custodian. कि हमें वो confidence होनी चाहिए. When I went, I bought an Armani frame. The banda, because I know luxury, so I picked up what is good. But nobody is giving me a reason why should I not buy Armani or a Cartier or a Gucci or a Prada. कोई भी ले लो sir आप. Because you know why? The business dynamics is different. B2B, B2C, channel participation. Who will take the responsibility? Because every training is a money.
So it starts with us.
We have to take, I say starts with me. In this room, people who are asking questions, people are listening, the sir asking questions, everything. You're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. If you think you're doing it for yourself, everybody follows you. किसी के लिए मत करो, अपने लिए करो ना. जब आप चल फिरते हैं and you're walking, talking luxury, you look good, you're dressed well, you believe in it, you're not showing off, you believe in it, it's your culture. Automatically be natural. That's all we are saying. Natural is what? Learning. Learn, learn, learn. That's what we teach everybody. Somehow I think I've noticed a lot of us stop learning. All right. Anything else? All righty. So good enough. Any more questions? Thank you so much.